Hello everybody and welcome back to this lovely series. We are gonna continue our modern day WWE save in the Pro Wrestling Simulator. So yeah, let's get into it. So I believe we are in Wisconsin state somewhere there. And yeah, it's time for the Monday Night Raw, and The Rock, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, opens the show with his long entrance, and then The Rock cuts a promo about why did he interfered in the Elimination Chamber match at No Way Out to cost Roman Reigns the match. And let's hear this promo because I wrote a whole script for it. The Rock is all about family. The Rock loves his family, and The Rock wants his family to be strong. But since Roman Reigns lost his undisputed WWE title at WrestleMania 40, this family has ran without a strong, powerful, tribal chief. Of course, there was other members of the family who were aware of this and tried to take matters to their own hands, like Solo Sikoa, and this is where the real issue begins, because Roman could not accept that he is not powerful enough to be the tribal chief anymore. So Roman took back the Ulafala from Solo, creating the current situation where now our family is weaker than ever, because Roman could not let go of his leadership role as the tribal chief. So The Rock is here to save his family. The Rock is here to take the Ula Fala. Then Roman Reigns comes out and has his entrance, and then Roman and The Rock have a war of words where Roman says to The Rock that if he would truly wanted to save his family, then he would came back when the whole Solo Sikoa situation started. See, Dwayne, just to be clear, everybody knows that one of us is actually here for his family, and everybody knows that it's not you, but me. I am the one who always fights for this family's name here. You didn't see this family as important as other things like money and fame. So if this family needs to be saved from someone, it is from you. And I would gladly save my family from you. You want the Ulafala? Then fight me for it at WrestleMania 41. Then Roman offers a handshake to The Rock, but The Rock says, "The match is on, cousin," and walks out from the ring, leaving Roman Reigns alone in the ring. So yeah, that's the segment. The overall final score that this segment got is a 98%, which is great, of course, pretty good, I would say. So yeah, let's advance. Our opening contest is between Roxanne Perez and Natalia, where Roxanne Perez beat Nettie. Yeah. Of course, with like cheap tactics and such things, but at the end, Roxanne could hit because of these cheap tactics, the pop rocks finishing maneuver of hers, and get the victory. Crowd reaction was 49%, the match quality was 64%, so therefore the final score was 55%, which is not that great, I think, but it is what it is. Oh, I see. Roxanne Perez was an exhausted wreck. I see. Oh, yeah. They could do with some time of wrestling to recover. Yeah, I see. Okay. I see. Alright. But after the match, Roxanne Perez attacks Natalia to prove her point that she is better than anyone on this current women's roster. But then Bailey comes and chases Roxanne Perez away, therefore saving Natalia from Roxanne Perez. Yeah. This segment got a final score of 62%, which is I think okay. And after this, we saw the return of Trish Stratus. Completely surprised, Trish, after her entrance, grabs the microphone and says that the greatest woman who ever stepped in the ring is back again in the WWE. But I'm not here because any of you idiots. I'm here for only one thing, and that is to become a women's world champion. Not because I need to prove anything to anyone, but because I want to help out the woman here, and I want to show the whole locker room that what is missing from today's generation. Because all I see is that the bar went down really low in the women's division, so I'm here to elevate it. And after I'm done with that, you could all say, thank you, Trish. And then Trish gets interrupted by the current reigning Women's World Champion, Rhea Ripley. And after Rhea Ripley's entrance, Rhea and Trish had a war of words where at the end Rhea says to Trish that see you after WrestleMania, Trish. So it's pretty clear that Rhea wants to face Trish Stratus and gladly accepts her challenge, but you know, we already have a contender for her title at WrestleMania, so this match could only happen after WrestleMania. The final score of this segment is a 80%, which is I think great. Alright. Trish gains some popularity, which is great. And then the ring general, the current reigning world champion Gunther, came to the ring, and then Gunther cut a promo about Cena. Last week on Raw I said a few things about Cena. How he is not the same, how he lied to the whole world's face when he said that he will become the record-setting 17th time world champ and stuff like that. And now I want to send another message to Cena, but not with words, but with actions. So I issue an open challenge where I put my World Heavyweight Championship on the line. An open challenge where I will show Cena that how I'm gonna humiliate and destroy him at WrestleMania 41. So yeah, Gunther has a open challenge, basically. This segment got a final score of 90%. And of course, Cena's popularity went down a little bit because you know it was not a 99% score, but it is what it is. But who gonna accept Gunther's open challenge? None other than Otis, who comes to the ring to face Gunther and to challenge him for his world title. Could you imagine that what would happen if Otis beat Gunther tonight, you know, and we get at WrestleMania an Otis versus John Cena showdown for the ages? Oh my god, that would be awesome. But at the end, it's not happening because Gunther wins this match and defends and retains his WWE World Heavyweight Championship. The crowd reaction was 81%, the match quality was 74%, so therefore the final score of this segment or this match was 78%, which is great, I think. Then we have another match, this time between Raquel Rodriguez and Sonya Deville, where Raquel Rodriguez beats Sonya Deville in a squash match, sort of a squash match. Of course, it was not great. Yeah. For context, this match only happened because in the game I promised Raquel Rodriguez a match where she would face Sonya Deville. So yeah, this is the reason why this match happened in the first place. So yeah, but Raquel gained some popularity, which is great, and I don't care about Sonya's popularity. yeah, whatever. The crowd reaction was 50%, the match quality was 49%, so therefore the final score of this match was 49%, which is I think bad. It's pretty bad. But the important thing is not the match, but after what happens. But what happens after the match, because Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez uh, grabs the microphone, and Liv says that it does not matter what happened at No Way Out. They are not done with Alexa, because previously at the No Way Out show we saw that Alexa Bliss and the reigning Women's Intercontinental Champion Lyra Valkyria teamed up against Liv and Raquel, and in that match Alexa pinned Raquel, and therefore Alexa and Lyra defeated Liv and Raquel at No Way Out. So that is what Liv Morgan refers to. And then Alexa Bliss comes out, and Alexa says to Liv Morgan, if Liv has this much confidence, why wouldn't they have a match right here, right now? But then Liv Morgan backs out and says that she will fight Alexa when she wants to fight Alexa. But next week, Raquel will gladly fight you, because I already talked about this with Pierce, so see you next week. And after that, we cut to the commentator table where Cole and Pat announces to us that yes, this is official. Adam Pearce agreed to this, so next week we will have a match between Raquel and Alexa. Alright, and this segment got a final score of 78%, which is, I think, great. Alright. Then we will have a match between Logan Paul and Penta, where surprisingly Penta wins this match and defeats Logan Paul because of AJ Styles' distraction. Because we saw the previous weeks that Logan Paul caused AJ Styles a victory, and after that Logan Paul, I believe, called out AJ Styles and said some pretty nasty things about him. Something like AJ Styles taking away Logan's opportunities and stuff. So yeah, therefore AJ Styles distracted Logan Paul and gave back the receipt for Logan Paul, and therefore Penta could won this match, which is a huge win for Penta. The crowd reaction was 81%, the match quality was 71%, so therefore the final score was 77%, which is great. Alright. Next, we cut to backstage where Jackie Redmond interviews the current reigning Intercontinental Champion Braun Breaker about the return of Aleister Black last week. Because last week Aleister Black returned after Braun Breaker's match and stared down with Braun. And now Braun says that he is not afraid from anyone. And if this Aleister guy thinks that he has a chance against me, then he will find out that he could be the master of any combat sport. It's not enough against the unpredictable badass. Alright. So that was this segment. The final score that this gets is a 84%, which is great. Everyone gained popularity here. Okay, and the next, it's time for our main event, which was, oh my god, which was not that great. As I should say, oh my god. The Creed Brothers versus the War Raiders. Yeah. This was not great for to be tonight's main event. Yeah. The crowd didn't care about this match. Yeah. And the overall level of wrestling ability just wasn't there to steal the show. Oh, I see. It felt like they were aiming for something great, but never quite got there. That's pretty bad. The crowd reaction was 45%, which is not that great. The match quality was, however, 73%, which could be like decent and good, but because of the crowd reaction was that low, the final score got only to 57%, which is not that great for the main event of the show. But I hope this next segment will do better, because after the War Raiders retained their title against the American Made, or like the Creed Brothers, they celebrating in the ring when the New Day, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods attacks them, and this is how the show ends with a beatdown from the New Day. Yeah, luckily the final score of the segment is a 82%, which is great, and everybody gained popularity. Alright. And the show? Let's see. Alright, 86%. Whew. I expected a worse number than that because of the main event. Flubbed. Okay, but it's great. Alright, we gained popularity everywhere. So that's great, I think. So let's end the show and advance to Friday Night Smackdown. And we are here at this week's Friday Night Smackdown, where the show gets opened by none other than the current reigning undisputed WWE champ, Cody Rhodes. And after Cody's entrance, Cody cuts a promo about the Rumble winner, CM Punk. Cody says that I know a few things about you, Punk. I certainly know that you are the best in the world. But what I don't know is that what is going inside your head. In the last few weeks, you have been acting really strangely, but as you said it last week, it's surely because of you are just constantly thinking about our match at WrestleMania. And I know very well that how important is to you that you will be finally in the main event of WrestleMania. But here is where it gets tricky, I think. Because if you are confident in that you are the best in the world, then you would not be in your head this much ahead of our WrestleMania match. So this means that you are not the best in the world anymore, because you're currently looking at the man who is currently the best in the world. And then we hear Drew McIntyre's entrance music. Drew comes down to the ring and Drew starts to talk to Cody Rhodes about CM Punk. Cody, I'm happy for you. Seriously, I'm happy for you, man, because you finally figured it out. I knew from the beginning that something is not right with CM Punk, and finally you were aware of it too. But let's get to the point, Cody. I just wanted to say that I'm in talks with Nick Aldis to maybe I could move over here to SmackDown. And what a way would it be to start here if I would get revenge on a CM Punk. Right now I don't care about any titles, any achievement, I only care about revenge. So Cody, if you don't mind, I want to challenge CM Punk for next week. And for you, Cody, best of luck against that bastard at Mania. Then Drew walks off, leaving Cody in the ring. And that's this segment, so we will have a match next week between CM Punk and Drew McIntyre. Let's advance. We get to backstage where Damian Priest gets interviewed by Kayla Braxton about his future at SmackDown. Then Drew McIntyre walks up to Priest and reminds him that he was the one who eliminated Damian from the Elimination Chamber match at No Way Out. Priest snaps and punches McIntyre, and a backstage brawl breaks out between the two. Staff members came out to pull apart them from each other. Okay, so yeah, Drew McIntyre got back from the ring to backstage and immediately went up to Damian Priest. It's kind of strange. from Drew that he is here at SmackDown, but as he said, he's in talks currently with Nick Aldis about a potential transfer between the brands. So yeah. Okay, this segment got a final score of 87%. I don't know if I said the previous segment what score that got, but the previous segment got a 88%. And this got a 87%, this brawl between Damien and McIntyre. But next, let's head to the ring and finally have our opening match again between the Usos and Los Garza, where we saw the Usos defeating the Los Garza, and Jay could pin Berto in this match. So that means that the Usos got the win. Okay, and adding another victory to their resume on SmackDown. Alright, the crowd reaction was 69% for this match, and the match quality was 74%, so therefore the final score of this match was 71%, which is I think great. And after this match, we see Tiffany Stratton's, the current reigning women's champion's, entrance, and then Tiffany cuts a promo about the whole situation between Nia and Becky, because on the previous week on SmackDown, Becky Lynch cut a promo about Tiffany because Becky won the Elimination Chamber match at No Way Out, the women's Elimination Chamber match, so therefore she will gonna challenge Tiffany Stratton at WrestleMania for her title. But Nia Jax attacked Becky Lynch, and Nia Jax also was in the Elimination Chamber match, but Nia could not accept that Becky Lynch won that match and not her, because she wants revenge on Tiffany Stratton because of her Money in the Bank cash in and stuff. So yeah, Tiffany talks about that, and then Nia interrupts her, and Nia and Tiffany have a war of words, and that war of words gets interrupted by Nick Aldis, the general manager of SmackDown, and Aldis makes a Becky versus Nia official for the next week's SmackDown. So yeah, Nia got what she wanted. Yeah, she could get revenge on Becky Lynch next week. Alright, this segment got a final score of 81%, and then we saw the current reigning US champion LA Knight's entrance, and LA got a promo about what he said last week. So he's gonna be a fighting champion, and it doesn't matter to him that where or when he needs to defend his US title, because everyone already knows that whose game this is, with everybody saying LA Knight. Yeah, so therefore he has an open challenge for his US title right now. And let's see who accepts LA's open challenge. None other than The Miz. Yeah, and they have a great match. Alright, it surprisingly was really good. Okay, The Miz could have put in a little more effort. Alright, LA Knight gained some massive popularities from this match and from his victory, because LA could retain his WWE United States Championship successfully. The crowd reaction was 90%. The crowd absolutely loved this match, and the match quality was 77%. So therefore, the final score was 84%. This was a great match, I think. Alright, LA Knight celebrates his victory in the ring when the Bloodline, Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu from the Bloodline attacks him. The Bloodline crushes LA Knight's celebration with this attack, and we clearly see that the Bloodline sets their sights. The Bloodline sets his sights for LA's US title, as it seems like. This segment got a final score of 92%, And after this segment, Sami Zayn comes out to the ring, and Sami wants to get answers from Owens about what happened at No Way Out and why did he snap at Randy. Because at No Way Out, Owens and Randy Orton had a last man standing match where Owens got the victory after he could hit a package piledriver on a steel chair. And after the match, Owens wanted to attack furthermore the already injured and beaten down Randy Orton, but Sami Zayn came out then and stopped Kevin Owens and talked sense to him or something like that, but there Owens looked disappointed and just walked out from the ring, leaving Sami and the injured Randy Orton there. So yeah, Sami Zayn wants answers, and then Owens' music hits and Owens comes out too. And Kevin Owens says that Sami Zayn had no business involving in his thing with Randy. Owens thought that Sami is on his side as a good friend should be. But this is clearly not the case because turns out that Sami is a horrible friend. Owens slaps Sami Zayn, Zayn pushes back Owens, and then the brawl is on. Owens wants to hit the package pile driver on Sami Zayn too, but Sami can counter it, and then Owens runs away from the ring. So it's a pretty strange behavior from Kevin Owens, and as we see, he had enough from Sami Zayn and stuff like that. So this will be interesting, I think. So yeah, Sami Zayn gained popularity, Kevin Owens gained popularity, which is great. The final score that this segment got is a 89%. And after the segment, it's time for our main event that was announced at the previous week's Smackdown, that we are gonna have a tag team title match tonight between the DIY and the Street Profits. So let's see. Okay, alright, a 5-star classic match on Friday Night Smackdown where the DIY could retain their tag team titles. Yeah, the crowd reaction was 66%, the match quality was 99%, so therefore a 5-star classic went down here, and therefore the final score was 80%. Yeah, this is awesome. This was awesome. Oh my god, and Johnny Gargano gained a lot of popularity. Yeah, as they defended their title. It not shows here, but I don't know why, because I'm sure about that. I make this a title match, so I don't know why it didn't show that they defended the title, but it doesn't matter, I think, that much. Yeah, let's end the show and see the show rating. 86% again. Great. We gain popularity everywhere again. That's awesome. I'm really impressed with our show rating in this series. So guys, I think that's it for now. I really hope that you enjoyed this video, and if it's true, then please hit a like button, and also I would really appreciate if you would subscribe to my channel. And yeah, that's all. That's it. So yeah, see you in the next video. Bye!